In order to start my review, I find it imperative to let you know what it is I'm reviewing, so this is going to be my review for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Emphasis on the Brotherhood. See, there are two anime of the same name, Fullmetal Alchemist and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. The main difference being that Brotherhood follows the manga from beginning to end. So if you're going to Google it, don't forget that Brotherhood at the end. So what's the story? Once upon a time there was a family. The father leaves the family, leaving the mother to take care of two boys, and eventually the mother dies. Then the boys, being young, stupid, and wanting a family, decide to study the same science that their father did. Alchemy. Fortunately, the main drive for them studying alchemy is that they want to try to bring their mother back from the dead. See, there's this principle of alchemy called equivalent exchange, which states that in order for you to get something back, you have to offer something of equal value in return. So the kids try the experiment, and it succeeds. They bring back their mother, and they live happily ever after. The end. Oh, who am I kidding? The youngest brother, Alphonse, loses his entire body, and his soul ends up getting sealed inside a suit of armor, and Ed, main character, Edward Elric, he loses an arm and a leg, because that's what God decided to take. So the priorities shift from the kids wanting to bring back their dead mother to them wanting to get their bodies back. There's a lot of ups and downs in between, a little bit of romance there with Ed and his childhood friend, people with crazy powers like the ability to snap your fingers and create a fucking inferno, and the overly implied yet never fulfilled sexual tension between the two characters in the thumbnail is pretty hilarious. But above all, and because I don't want to spoil it for the people who haven't watched it, I'm going to give you my three main reasons for as to why I fell in love with this anime/manga. First thing, it's complete. There's no to be continued, and I think I was able to appreciate it a lot more because of that. I mean, you could really tell that this woman had a beginning and an ending plan. So what the anime tries to do is just bring the two together in 64 episodes. And it does it in such a cohesive and well-paced manner that by the end, when you hit episode 64, you just feel like you've just watched this really great movie. By the way, the animation is top-notch, and the final battle, epic as hell. It was so cool because you had characters that were previously introduced that you knew just coming out of the blue, arriving in the nick of time, and you're like, oh shit, like, I remember that guy, you know? So that's why he didn't die. That's why he was there. But on to reason number two. Why did I like this? The villains, man. The villains. See, there's these people called the homunculus, which are basically artificially created humans, but the thing is, they're created out of sin. And because there are 7 deadly sins within man, lust, greed, gluttony, pride, wrath, sloth, and envy, well, there's a character for each one of them. And the thing about them is that because they aren't human, you can't reason with them. Like, they are made out of evil. There's no talk, no jutsuing these fuckers. There's only 1 out of the 7 that kinda turns good by the end, kinda. But if you think about it, like, he only turned good because he wanted something. Another thing I found really cool was the fact that each of them, they are defeated thanks to something to do with their sin. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, gluttony, he gets eaten alive. There was one thing that kind of ticked me off a little bit. 1 out of the 7 dies very early on. Kind of a little bit sexist too, but overall, great characters. And the third and final thing that made me love this series was the message. It is good for humans to be humble. It's just good. I mean, you can't pretend to be something better than a human. The series does touch on a lot of very, very interesting and complex questions of human nature, like what it means to be human, the nature of sin, the nature of the soul, and there's also this image that we are presented with of God, too. I'm going to read you this quote really quick that I thought was really cool. It's not from the character of God, it's from somebody else. But, you know, just to let you know what sort of stuff is handled in this anime. When you notice an insect on the ground, do you stop to consider it a fool? The life of an insect is so beneath you that it would be a waste of your time to even consider judging it. That would be an accurate summation of my feelings towards you humans. So there's a lot of dialogue like that, but overall, and one of the most important things I was able to take from this anime was the message of valuing a human life for the sake of it being a human life. There's this one scene where one of the main characters like places himself in front of 2 fodder characters because they're about to be killed, and he's like, no, you're not killing them. We can take them as prisoners, but you're not killing them. A life's a life. And so it really did get me thinking about, you know, especially with shonen, how we're constantly asking for more blood, more death. Like, why is it that we do that? I mean, it's mostly because we want the experience of reading the story to feel more real, you know, for there to be a real sense of danger there. But at the same time, this story sort of like presents the argument of like, well, it's a life, you know, even if it is a fictitious life. And if I guess the story can help you value a fictitious life, well, then you're going to value a real life even more. And I think it does that amazingly well. That being said, people do die in this. That's pretty much it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review / recommendation of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Comment, rate, subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks.